Welcome to Classic Car Cave. I think it was last Saturday, I put up last Sunday I put a video up, and unfortunately what I couldn't do was get a thumbnail. Normally the thumbnail is generated within the video, but for some reason it wouldn't come up. And my internet here is awful in the countryside, so I had to use something, and every time I tried to put a picture of the XK or from an XK in there, it just seemed to be too large. So I ended up putting I had 2 or 3 E-type photographs of a smashed E-type somebody sent me years ago, and it was the only thing that fitted, so I had to put it in, otherwise I couldn't upload it properly. But I have to admit, I'm surprised just how many views I've got. I mean, my viewership has gone down quite a bit. It could be because my editing's pretty bad, or maybe the content's not what people want, I don't know. Initially I started doing these videos in 2014 on my E-type, which is behind the camera, because I wanted to document the work I'd done on the E-type, and the same with the other cars, and then use them as a reference. You know, I've got photographs as well, but you then use them as a reference. But I'll try, hopefully it'll generate a thumbnail this time. So I'm working on the XK. Amir's away, he's back on Monday or Tuesday next week. So I'm working on the XK. I'm doing the floors and some of the splash guards because I need to make sure everything fits. So I hope you'll enjoy the video, and it's maybe a little bit boring, the floors, but it's all part of the work, and I try to keep it real. You know, this idea that you can do a vehicle so quickly is just unrealistic. The reality of it is it takes weeks, months, years, especially with a very old car, if you're going to do it and you're going to do it right. You know, so this idea you can do it in a couple of episodes on the TV is rubbish. So anyway, like I say, I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so what I'm going to use is these. They're actually for wood, for tapping through wood, and I've got the nuts there with them. So what I'll do is, I've done 3 already and cleaned them up. I'll just do this last hole. Clean these up better afterwards. And what I can do is use a washer and pull these up through. So I put them in. Got the right size drill, so the hole should be right. There we go. Put this on top and just basically push that right the way through, or pull it through. What I can do is take the floorboard out at a later stage and just knock them down a little bit. So I'll just pull this into place. Let's see if all my measurements are right. Well, pretty good. Yeah, seems to be there. So, give me a little tighten down, see what happens. Yes, good. Now do the other side. Number one. Two. Yes. And the last one. There you go. Oh, yeah. Solid. Good. I just need to mark this up now, make sure the holes are all in the right place, and we'll turn the car over and see how it goes. So I've tapped all the bolts here for these hockey sticks, so they're all good now. So hopefully the other side will go just as well. Fingers crossed. But just a little, this is a clip, a 1mm clip for a screw to go through a self-tapper. And look at that, that's been on the car since I don't know how long, but look at the rust under it. It just shows you've got to take every little bit. Look at the rust under that. So I'll have to clean all them off. And then clips, I don't know how long they've been on there, but quite some time I would imagine. So I'll give them a clean up. So what I need to do now is take the floors back out and then bevel them down so that they're exactly this size, which is 3.5 centimetres to this edge, and then put a slight taper on them, and then clean all this area up. This has got to be welded here, it's still open. All this has got to be welded in the corner, but I'll take the floors out and do that. Strangely enough, when these cars came off the factory line, there was no cover over this, which seems strange because this is the hinge mechanism. So I've made two plates and rolled them so they fit in there and they actually go across the top. It's on the other side. I did it on the other car as well. So in fact what it does is it stops any dirt going up inside that hinge part. So what I'll do next is try out this hockey stick and see where it's going to go and how it looks, and then we'll move on from there. Once I put the shell back onto the chassis, I'll check whether this fits alright. At the moment it seems like there's no interference at all, and obviously I'd like to keep them original, not cut them back, and it's because the tree mat box is actually smaller, hasn't got the overdrive unit on it and a few other bits and pieces, so it's a smaller box than the original Moss box that was on these, the 4-speed. So that's what I'll do next. I'll start going all around all these things and just tidying them all up and get them all in place, and some welding there to do as well before we finish up. There's quite a few little jobs here to do. I say a few little jobs, there's a few big jobs to do. The biggest one is getting this wing, this airbox into this wing. This is going to be the big thing. Well, we've already pre-cut it out, and all this airbox and battery box goes under here. It all sits in here. That's a big deal. But fortunately, having the rotisserie, it's easy to turn it upside down and just check everything. So we'll carry on, onwards and upwards. So you can see how this hockey stick, hopefully I won't get in your way. You can see here, this hole's not lined up. If I push it up, you can see there's quite a bit out there. It's in there 18mm. The rest seem to be okay. It's just that one there. And you can see now this would go into the corner. So I'll have to open this hole just slightly. But it's a crazy amount of room that's in them. I mean, you know, when you think a bolt like that is going into a hole 18mm, and this is only 4mm across. Oh, sorry, 4mm. This is 18mm. It's just crazy, but I guess it's what they did in them days, just so they could push them into the corner and get the rubber correct or tight enough so it didn't, so water didn't splash in there. I suppose that's what it was all about.